Hello everyone, this is Drew. Today what I want to show you is a script that I've written, a bash script, that maintains my Home Assistant and Pi-hole install. Now I have both of those installed on a Raspberry Pi 3, and 9 times out of 10 when I want to do something that's maintenance related, I have to SSH into the Raspberry Pi and issue various commands. And so I've written a script so that I can execute one command, walk away, do something else, come back, and everything that I really need to be done is done. Now, one thing we need to do before we get into the code is to go to the info page and just note this path, home assistant, and .home assistant at the end. That is the path where we're going to be saving the file. Okay, let's get into the code. Let me see, where is it? Right here. And it's very simple, very straightforward. I want to call reset because I want to clear the terminal history and just a clean slate. Because when I come back, if it's been a half an hour, I want to scroll to the top of the terminal. I don't want to see anything else that I did an hour ago. So that's why I call that instead of clear. I want to delete all the repository lists. And the reason why I want to do that is, number one, I don't want a million repository lists just lying around eating up space on my SD card. If I play with this or I play with that, then I uninstall it and I get rid of the list. I don't want it there anymore. This ensures that in app lists, the repositories that are there are the only ones that for new software. If I've done anything in the past, I want that to go away, especially if it was a temporary, just fidgeting around with something. Next two lines are essentially one and the same. If we have any damaged packages or anything that can't be installed for one reason or another, we call dpackage configure A. That is what we're told to call when something is broken by dpackage or apt-get. The second line is essentially the same thing. It may not always fix the same problems, but I do want to force installs for packages that may not install because they don't have the correct dependency. Install a package, then tell me later on that this thing's not working because it has a broken dependency. That's fine. I'll fix that later when I get to it. The next line, we do want to do an update of anything from Nmap to system files related to audio, video, what have you. Just upgrade the software on the system. Give me the latest thing. I don't want memory leaks or anything like that. So everything's groovy there. Just give me the latest software. That's what I want. The next line, upgrade distribution. Now, if you have any cognitive dissonance about this line of code, please just comment it out or delete it. If you use this script, I know some people are very, very wary about this. I don't want to see a lot of comments in the below the video, where somebody's going full Dexter, full whatever, just freaking out because I dared to have this line of code in here. It works well for me. Yes, I do want the latest kernel. Hasbian is fine. It's stable. It's running beautifully, and I've executed this line of code numerous times, so I have no problem with it. If you do, please just remove it and let's go on. Update HA, so Home Assistant itself, we're using pip to install. I do want to upgrade Home Assistant every chance I get, and I've noticed that it comes with fits and starts, and I do appreciate everybody that's working on it. But you could get two updates in 1 week. Next week there's none. So that's why this is here, and I'm not going to remember this, and it's not going to always stay in my shell history. So pip3 install, upgrade Home Assistant. That's what you have to do. That's really one of the most important lines in the entire script. Well, except for the next line, updating Pi-hole. So Pi-hole -up. It goes in, it runs a script that will upgrade and update Pi-hole. I use that, of course, to block advertisements, as well as it's my DNS server now, so I do want that to be up to date. I don't want my system or my network to be any slower than it has to be because, memory leak or what have you. So upgrading that is definitely very important. And the last thing that we do after we've upgraded the distribution, upgraded all the packages, the individual libraries, the Home Assistant and Pi-hole, we want to auto remove and auto clean, get rid of all that junk that we don't need anymore. Okay, so this is what I do, and I run this script probably 2-3 times a week, maybe more, maybe less. It depends whenever I think about it. The last two lines. There is a caveat with this script, and I don't know why. I think it has something to do with being that maybe root owns this particular path. And again, that is /home/home assistant /home assistant. Now I'm thinking, I don't know, I'm thinking that the .home assistant, that hidden folder, is owned by either root or some other user. So every time we do apt-get update or we update Home Assistant, I lose ownership, or Pi loses ownership of the maintain script, as well as sometimes, not always, we lose the ability to execute the script. So you can have the ownership, but it just will not execute it as a bash script. So I do want to reinforce those. I own this file. That seems to work pretty well. I don't really like that. It seems like a really hacky fix, but nonetheless, it does work for the moment. It's pretty much it. It's very simple. It does take a long time to run, though. This script could take 30, 45 minutes, sometimes over an hour. It depends on how many updates there are to the just to the packages that you use system wide. Is there a distribution upgrade? This Haspian have a new version. If you have to do all four, you update the packages, the distribution itself, the kernel's got, maybe there's a new kernel, a new version of Home Assistant, and a new version of Pi-hole. It's going to take an hour or so. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to run it so you can see what actually happens on my system. Let's go over to the terminal, pull the terminal up. I'm already logged in to the Raspberry Pi and I'm in the correct directory. I'll just do a quick directory listing, and this is where everything is at, and that's why I want to keep my maintain script in this folder, because everything else is here. All the YAML files, everything that I want to work with. So yeah, just keep everything in one place. But now, if we try to run it and we get an error saying it can't be run because it's not an executable, or you don't have permission, you will have to do, you will have to either change mod, give it execution permission, and you may also have to do a change ownership to Pi, the current user I'm logged in as. And so once those two things are done, you can just call on the script itself. We do ./maintain and just let it run. Okay, so that's my script running, and my question now becomes, what would you add to yours? What would you like to see implemented in order to keep your home automation system and your DNS server up and running? And I know some of you are thinking, well, first thing you can do is take out the distribution upgrade or update, whatever it is. Fine. Besides that, what would you like to see? Can we download something? Can we keep a cache of something? Can we check on hardware? What can we do to make this script even better? Put your comments down below, and I'll be sure to read them. Anything that I read, I will comment on. I will respond. And that's all I have for today. Thank you so much for watching. If you don't mind, click that thumbs up button, and always be sure to subscribe. Thank you very much. Bye.